Look at this. I got headphones on. I got a mic going. Baby.
If
Huh?
only people could see you now.
Hey, no video. We've gone through this before.
All right,
No
all right,
video.
all right. Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world.
Is cool. There we go. Now I'm recording.
Okay, cool.
Is that good? I took off the video portion. I figured it might be distracting a little bit.
Well, the whole thing's distracting because it's kind of cool because, we're having to, it's sad, right? Because we are, today, I think we're probably going to cancel Mexico tonight. Obviously, because it's till the end of April, but I really don't anticipate this calming down anytime soon. And now we're actually canceling Europe, all of us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't take the flights yet because I think they're only letting us go to May 31st.
Okay.
But it's a moving target, right? Again, and who knows? Europe is a bit of a shit show at the moment.
It's more than a shit show. It's a petri dish right now.
Well, it seems that way, and again,
not to say that lightly, right? I don't mean
that's what it is. And it's sad because I'm watching it. I've been watching because I've been home since Thursday.
Yeah. Right.
I went out Saturday for a walk with Amelia, but the rest of the week I literally been on a laptop and it's putting out fires, right? Because we're everybody, all my clients were selling unprecedented amount of inventory.
Yeah.
There's supply chain challenges.
Yeah.
It's just mental.
Yeah.
So today I finally, because it's beautiful in Vancouver, I said, I got to go for a walk.
Yeah.
I got to stop watching the news. I don't want to listen to the TV. I phone my mom and dad, make sure they're okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I come back in and they're showing the Florida beaches.
Are
you people really this stupid?
I don't know. So
now that age group is getting it.
I just think it's like, to me, I didn't see a ton of value in showing that. So to me, I was equally as angry at the media for even broadcasting something like that. Like, come on, right? Like,
but why are they? Why do it this way though? Because I understand what the media is trying to say. Is you've got Europe in petri dish mode, for lack of a better. You've got China just coming off this. Yeah. They've been saying for a week now. America's finally woke up because President Trump realizes there's a virus. It's a Chinese virus, by the way. So it's all your guys' fault.
Oh yeah.
Because we're very clear on that too. Because why not?
Yeah, of course.
Stupidity into any rational conversation you can have.
Yeah, of course.
When you're an idiot, you're an idiot 24/7. But you kind of start going through that. And then you show, and you're thinking, like, are you people not listening?
Yeah.
Like, what part are you not getting?
None of it.
Like, none of it.
I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah.
I don't know what Toronto's like. Vancouver, I think, is pretty quiet. The roads are pretty quiet. I think a lot of we had to shut the coffee bar yesterday because our province has gone on a state of emergency. Restaurants and bars are closed down.
Yeah, we're the same.
And you know what? I'm sorry, but if you were still going to a crowd restaurant 2 nights ago, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know how to help you.
Like, what are you thinking about?
I don't understand your mental capacity. I don't understand what of this you don't understand.
Yeah.
And a lot of it this is where leadership comes into play. When you got a numbnuts down there that basically downplay this is a flu. It is a flu. You're right. But a normal flu, I give it to you, you give it to the wife, you give it to the kids.
Yeah,
this one, I give it to you and your wife and your kids.
Yeah.
They do the same. So it's 3-1.
Yeah.
So exponentially, this thing goes mental. So for flu week, 1,000 people got the flu.
Yeah.
Now it's 1,000 times 3 that are getting the flu.
You just look at, so if you don't want to do the counts or you don't want to do the math, just look at the numbers, right? Like, every location goes from 1 case to 3 to 10 to 100, right?
Exactly.
And then
just
from there, it just loses its mind, right? Because it's
exponentially growing. That's the problem. Look at the state. I think the state was 2,000 people on Monday.
Yeah,
it's over 11,000 now.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. What more do you need?
So the CDC in the U.S. thinks that it'll be August before we're back to normal, whatever normal is.
Whatever that means anymore.
So it might
maybe this is normal.
Yeah. So no, but I think that what they think we're going to need to do is keep everybody indoors right through August, right? Just to keep not indoors, that's the wrong word, but keep like the social distancing. It's going
The
to
thing
happen
is,
through August
but
until,
people need to practice
you
it,
know.
Phil. That's the problem
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
having
yeah.
right
I
now.
agree.
Is
I agree.
that, you know what?
I agree.
I don't think
Yeah.
it wouldn't necessarily have to go to August if people would just be mindful
Yeah.
now. And I think that's
Yeah.
what they're trying to impress.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people, and again, and I think the media's done a piss poor job in a lot of places.
Yeah.
There's, you know, they keep sensationalizing that young people weren't getting it. Well, now, you know, the reports are today, 20 to 44s are getting it, and they're not getting it good.
Yeah.
It's being rough on them. So you're thinking, okay, guys, instead of, I mean, if you want to lie to us, that's the lies we needed last week. Everybody gets it.
Yeah.
You want to lie that one.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden you need to be truthful and tell a group that doesn't necessarily follow instructions on a good day to basically go willy-nilly.
Yeah. It's just,
I don't know, man.
yeah.
Even our leader on Monday, I thought we were going to shut the borders Monday. I don't know why it took an extra day or two.
Well, and then we didn't really, right? Like it took us a long time to figure that stuff out.
Well, we all did on our side. You know why?
Yeah.
We have a state below us. It's a mess.
Yeah. And
we're all
Washington
thinking,
State
are
was,
you
ground
crazy?
zero, right?
Because we kept going.
Yeah.
You got to be kidding us, really.
Yeah.
This is what you decided? Not to the Americas? That's the ones we don't want up here right now.
Yeah.
International travel should have been shut down 10 days ago.
Yeah. I agree.
Anyway, like I said, you don't want to sound like you're fear mongering, but I guess what it is it's the understanding. When we first started talking about this, even Amelia and I, was we don't get it. It's a flu. We get flus all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't understand is how it until you start understanding how it transmits.
That first stat really hurt us. I think that first stat of, what's the one that's out there is, more people die from regular flu.
It's true,
right?
though.
Or, and it's 100% true, but that wasn't that shouldn't have been the gist.
But that's
of the
what we
message,
all
right?
went
So,
on.
Yeah, I agree.
What they should have done is this isn't a normal flu.
No.
They should have talked about how it transmits.
Yeah.
But I don't even know at that time if they knew that it was I think they're saying it's 3 to 1. It might even be worse than that. I think they call it a knot, or I don't care the math terms. But you know what I mean? Like they should have maybe just I don't know. Like I said, it's all it's all we're all doing is all talking about it. That's all we seem to talk about.
How's how's work at home going?
I like work at home. You know that. I have absolutely zero issues working at home. To be honest with you, I prefer working at home.
Yeah.
Much prefer it. I don't need
feel bad.
Really?
Why? I just feel bad because there are a lot of people adjusting to this right now.
I know.
And I'm kind of like, I'm happy as a pig in shit, right? Like I'm just like, woo, I get to get up early. I dictate my own schedule. I go walk the dog. I come back. I do some work. But
we're also not in the service industry.
We are not. I'm
like
not.
You work in a restaurant and a bar, and I'm.
I get to sit in my basement if I want, right? So,
exactly, and I feel bad for people that don't. I mean, and again, this is why, like, I'm not a rant, but I got kind of pissed off on LinkedIn the other day. I was telling people, we should all worry about a lot. It's because a lot of younger people that are out of work. You want to really worry about them? Stay home.
Yeah.
If you have the luxury of staying home, stay home.
Yeah.
Why are you continuing to propagate this mess? Stay home.
Yeah.
You want this to be better for them? Stay home so this hopefully ends sooner so we can go back to maybe opening a restaurant or a bar.
Yeah.
Right? Do your part.
Yeah. I think the other part of that is just not really. There's a lot of. So I'll give you an example. I had a buddy who was like, "Oh my God, this thing, it's so crazy." And I went, yeah. And then he says to me, "Listen, I gotta ask you something. I gotta go buy my dad a present. I wonder if it's going to be risky for me to go here. Do you think I should go by myself? Do you think I bring the kids?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, don't go. What does your dad need?
What does he need?
That you need to go to a mall right now?" And he was like, "Well, he could use some shirts and pants." And I was like, "You know what? Like, forgive me for saying this. And if you're angry about it, I apologize. But I'm fairly sure your dad doesn't want anything from you right now because he's well into his 80s. And you could give him coronavirus, right? Like that's the thing.
Use your head.
So stay home. Like why are you bothering, right? And then but I think those are those moments where you just go like, dude, really, like, could you just think for a minute, like stop and think for a minute, right? Like,
I mean, the answer was pretty clear, right? I mean, but again, I mean, and I'm happy to see the retailers are starting to do it. Like Costco's even doing it. They're limiting the amount of people in the store.
Yeah.
I think it's 50 at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, you're on your own.
Yeah.
50 people in Costco. I mean, seriously, if you fall down, nobody will find you for weeks.
Yeah.
That store's so bloody big. You may as well be on an island, right? But I mean,
Yeah.
they're trying, and thank
Yeah.
God they're all starting to limit this nonsense hoarding.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and psychologically, I get it. You follow the pack, but come on, guys.
Yeah.
You know, we had I don't know if you saw it on television. We had incidents in the Okanagan. Couple went at the same one. They took the whole freaking meat department. 2 buggies.
So
2 buggies.
So I was in a store and there was a lady who cleaned out the pasta section. She cleaned it out. So I'd never, the only time I've ever seen that is when you're changing out a planogram, you know, like that kind of like, you know, you're on a podcast, nobody can see me, but kind of like when you're changing shelves, if the product isn't damageable or it's not easily damaged, what you do is you stick your hand in until you get to your armpit. You kind of hook the back of the carton and then just drag it across, out,
baby,
right?
And right into baskets
you know?
that's moving with you. So you can that's how you do planograms.
And so she emptied the entire spaghetti set, right? Like the spaghetti, the spaghettini, the capolini, all the long, thin, thick linguine, all of those ones, right? So
is it younger or older?
No, she was my age, so probably like mid-40s, right? Like not really.
We shouldn't be that group.
Like not old enough to be like so.
Not old to have gone through a depression,
so
a
it's
war.
Really funny, right? Because all the ones who have been through wars have all been super relaxed. Like they're the highest vulnerability for corona.
I know.
You know, and they're in the stores and they're like, you know, one Italian said, he goes, you know, this is like the war, except nobody's shooting at you. It's okay. You know, it's like, oh,
that's one perspective,
like,
right?
Like, and so this lady like emptied the set, and
why would
we're
you
all
do
kind
that?
of like, what is happening here, right? Like,
but the store shouldn't allow that.
Like,
if you're going to be a responsible retailer right now, the person gets to the front and say, no, and there's no law. I don't need to sell you shit.
Yeah.
I can limit you right now without a sign, one per person. Leave your buggy here.
Well, so we kind of shamed her, right? Because the
sorry, you should.
There were like 3 people behind. There were 3 people behind her, and then you know, and one lady was like, "What the hell just happened?" Right? And I said, "Oh, were you looking for pasta?" And she goes, "Yeah, kind of." And I go, "Well, it looks like she took it all. Maybe you can ask her though, you know, because unless she's got a really big family, like how many do you think you need?" And she's like, "I just need 2." So I went up and tapped the lady on the shoulder.
Good for you.
Sorry, could you give her 2 packages of pasta? She just needs like
2.
I said to her, I go, "This is just for dinner, right?" She goes, yeah. I mean, I only need 1 package for dinner. So she wants only want to give me 1. I'll take the 1. I you know, I'll come back when they're back in stock. I have planned to make pasta for dinner.
Right. What does she say? But what did she say?
Well, she didn't say anything. I think she was going to say no, right? And I was trying to figure out what I was going to do because I wasn't trying to be mean about it. I wasn't trying to be angry about it. I was just like I was trying to help out because I saw the look on the lady's face, and you could see that she really just wanted, you know, some pasta, right? And then somebody else went, "Listen, if I could get 1 or 2 too, like I don't want to, you know, if you're stocking up, it's cool on you. I'm in the same boat. I planned on pasta for dinner.
Just dinner,
like,
baby.
I guess I could take some macaroni, but like she goes, I guess like, do you want macaroni? I'll grab you 2 packages of macaroni and swap it over."
What did the woman do? What did she obviously shared because she didn't have choice.
She didn't say she didn't say anything, so she was like, and then she started putting packages back on the shelf. And then I think what made it worse was both the ladies were like super nice about it because they were just like, no, don't put it back. Like if you need it, you need it, right? Like which made it much worse.
Makes it even worse
like,
because now the other person's thinking, well, I don't need it. I just don't want you to have it.
Yeah.
There's a difference. My need is not there. My desire is for you to starve.
So
I don't need it.
It was so Canadian, right? Because at the end, the 2 ladies who really wanted, they were like, "Listen, I just need 1," and she gave them like 3, right? And she was like, "No, I don't need 3. I'm gonna take 1,
There's other
Maybe I'll
people
take
behind me
two.
that'll want some.
You know, so she put one back on the
Good for
shelf, and then she put it on the shelf, and she went, oh, do you want it back?
But that's a store responsibility too. Now, see, but that's what pisses me off too. And I'll tell you what, I get frustrated with retailers.
Yeah.
So don't be this retailer.
Yeah.
You can control that.
Yeah.
There is no obligation for you to sell that.
No.
There's
you don't.
zero.
No, you don't.
You can limit any time you want, and for whatever reasons wrong outside of you can't do it for gender, race. This is stupid. Don't be an idiot. But you can definitely restrict.
Clear hoarding moments.
No, not going to happen. Not on my watch.
Yeah.
I would look at someone and say, "No, you're putting that back."
Yeah.
I'll sell you 6.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You want more than that? You don't like that answer? Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because I've got other people that I want to service.
Lots of people that
I got people coming in, and that's not fair.
Yeah.
In fact, it's not even not fair. It's wrong.
Yeah.
Because if you're feeding 30 people,
Yeah.
self-isolation, social distancing, you're not following the rules. Now, you know what? Maybe you get even 1 now, not 6 anymore. You know, pretty soon, I want you out of my store. Go shop somewhere else. Get out of here. Okay, that's enough.
Oh my God.
I go whop on people. I got to tolerate this nonsense. You got to go. What's the matter with you people? What are you, the only people in the world? You got no neighbors? You got no feelings for anybody else?
Oh man,
What's the matter with these people?
I don't know.
Seriously, come on.
Yeah. I think that if the wartime folks, like that was
my
a really
mom and
good
dad
cue
do
for
it.
me.
I understand. If my dad went through the war,
but the wartime folks aren't doing it, right? Like all of them, like
because they're scared to go outside.
No, but like, so I have a Longos, and Longos skews much older. My neighborhood is old Eastern European, so I got Bulgarians and Croats and
they also went
Polish
through war
and,
recently too, not just World War.
And
They've
so
had some other issues.
All of like super calm, right? And super calm, and then like they were joking in line. Like there was a guy who had a couple of Becks, like the non-alcoholic beers, and like they were all like, "Yeah, we should. That's a good thing to stock up on. That's a great idea. You know, we should all hoard those items, right?" Like it was really jovial because they're just like, guys, it's not that bad. Like it'll be fine, right? Like
again, and what you're really doing though is you're causing problems in supply chain.
Yeah.
Right. What the government's telling the supply chain is not a problem right now. It really isn't.
Not.
What the problem is people who are doing stupid things. And I'm sorry, I'm going to call it like it is.
Yeah.
Listen. I understand. You got fears. You got anxieties.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Figure it out though, because you're not doing any service to anybody. Because now you're really putting pressure on the supply chain.
Yeah.
Because you know those 12 cases of Italian beans that you bought. The key word is Italian.
Yeah.
They don't come tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
They're 60 to 90 days out. I
think there's another piece in here too. We talk about digital media a lot, and so I think it's one of those things that we kind of need to talk about too. Is I called a buddy of mine who I've been seeing him circulate stuff, and I said to him, "Listen, like, I know you see on Facebook and you see on all these places like these sensational videos of people like taking toilet paper, right? Like the hordes and the rush." And I said to him, "You've got to stop sharing it." And he said, "This is incredible." And I said, "It's not. Like it's actually bad. One, it's bad media in the first place. It's one thing that you're watching it, but every time that you send it, you're adding to the hysteria, right? Because, for every 10 people who see it after you, maybe if only one of them says, 'Holy shit, like that's a real video. I got to go out and get toilet paper before that's me.'"
That's how it starts though.
That's how it starts, right? It's just like, so Kenny and I are retailers, and I'll bet a dime to a dozen that you've got the same stories I do is, the one time you put out something on sale in the store and you get one person who just needs, who takes like 6 of them because they actually genuinely need it. But what they do is they inadvertently start a rush.
Sure,
right?
they do.
It happens every Black Friday. You see one of those videos every Black Friday, and it could be something like the time I saw it was so ridiculous. It was lint rollers, the things that you roll, and somebody just happened to grab like 2 or 3, and then thought, you know what, I could use a couple more. Grab 3 more, and then one dropped, and he immediately caught it. But the motion, I think, of like him doing that made everyone go, "Why is he taking 6 of those?" Right? And then next thing you know, everyone's taking lint rollers, right? Like I've never seen anybody buy this many lint rollers in their lives, right? Like Do you know what I mean? The
What was it?
pallet was gone in like 10 minutes or something like that, right? Like you're just
Think
like,
what we used to do in retail,
yeah,
right? So when you built an end, a
Yeah.
full end was impressive.
yeah,
But if the end wasn't selling, what do? Take a few pieces off.
yeah. You start
Make
taking
it look like
pieces off.
something
Yeah,
is selling, because then people
Yeah.
think, oh shit, it's selling.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we should
I
buy.
gotta get some of that. You know,
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
yeah,
I mean, there's tricks to doing that too. Like you can
Yeah.
incite, you know, these little. I mean, I hate to say that. You incite these little riots because
Yeah,
you could fake a
Yeah.
demand.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little harder, but if you do that, like sometimes, like when there's holes, you're thinking, holy shit, why is this selling out?
yeah.
Right? Oh, that price must be good because nobody would buy it otherwise.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, it does. It just, again, retailers own this one.
Yeah.
We're in a state of fear,
Yeah.
uncertainty. People are
Yeah.
freaked out. You're going to sell all this shit anyway.
Yeah.
You know that. I
Yeah.
know that. You don't need to first off discount. You don't need to allow hoarding. You control all these aspects, right? Service your patrons of your
Yeah.
store well.
Yeah.
Why would you sell?
Yeah.
Like the Save On example, it was a store in the Okanagan. These two people, I would have looked and said, you're not buying all that. Money.
Yeah.
And if anything, right now you've angered me so much. You know what? Piss off. You're gonna get nothing. Because if you're that stupid, I have no desire to serve you.
It makes
That's why I'm
me
not in
afraid
retail
to
anymore.
shop on your store.
Because I
feel
have no
like
tolerance.
I would get kicked out of your store. And
I have no tolerance for it. And even your buddy who shares, I'll tell you why
Yeah.
the sharing part really bothers me. And I'll
Yeah.
tell you why, because I know a lot of my friends. In my city, if you show a hoarder of toilet paper, what nationality or what culture do you think they might come from? I'll give you two guesses because there's two different groups. Exactly. How do you think that propagates all the stupidity of like what the guy in the South is saying?
I know.
How do you think that works for these people?
Yeah.
So why would you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, but I think that's why I wanted to mention the digital media
I
thing
get it.
because I think
just don't do it.
Yeah, and I think like as a digital marketer, you want people to share your stuff, but this is one of those where you go, guys, like you just got to know the difference between what is fact and what is not.
Exactly.
Right? Like, and I'm
maybe
sorry
the
about my
motivation
puppy
of
in the
it.
background.
I don't care. Don't worry about it.
She's all excited. So
But don't even maybe the thing is,
Yeah.
if you're going to share it for the context.
Yeah.
You guys, don't be like this.
Yeah.
This is not required.
Yeah.
Like maybe make a story out of it. Maybe
Yeah.
black out or blur out
Yeah.
the faces so that I can't I can't go down a racial place because it's going to go there. I'm emphatically going to tell you.
Yeah, agree.
So why do that?
Agree.
I mean, if you want to
Agree.
show that, come on, guys, is this really necessary? Does anybody now? The person, with the toilet paper people, maybe you know what? I've got 6 aunts, and none of them should leave the house. Once for each of them. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that, and that's me judging. I don't know what you're buying it for.
Yeah.
Realistically, after the 30th person, it's just horde mentality.
Yeah.
It's just riot. Now it's a riot.
Yeah.
There's no logic to it anymore. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But instead of shaming people when you don't know.
Yeah.
Right. And look what you guys did with the lady with the pasta.
Yeah,
You
we're
probably
pretty
made
nice
her
about
click
it.
in her
Like,
head, and she probably thought,
Ugh.
okay, I never
What
thought
am I
of that.
doing? Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you about this too, because I think for people who are struggling to work at home, what tools do you use to kind of like, what do you use every day that kind of keeps you connected to your customers, talking to them?
For me right now, I think the trick to working at home to get things actually done, like especially right now, emphatically, don't have the news on.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It's way too much of a distraction.
Yeah.
Some nice music, maybe if you like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, quite frankly, to be productive, shut the TV off.
Yeah.
It's
just too much.
It's too much right now.
Yeah,
Shut that off. I've been using Slack a lot with the Orion group.
Okay.
I have been using the phone and email for the other groups.
Okay.
It's allowed me a lot more time just to. Right now, it's inventory management. I mean, it's just it's mental.
Yeah.
It's just gone crazy.
So
it's
Slack
on the
is
side.
if you guys haven't used it before, Slack is like a messaging service. So Intercom is another one like that. It's like to completely date myself, it's like the old MSN Messenger.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Could be, or Facebook Messenger if you don't want to date too much.
Messenger,
So if you use something like that where you can have small private groups, You can have public groups. You can, I'll call it texting for Slack and whatever, texting and small things. But what it does force people to do is, as opposed to long-winded, it's usually quick, short. But that's why I do a lot of texting. Same thing. And then usually, texting is like after about the fifth text, what do you do?
Yeah, you pick up the phone and call.
Exactly. So I've never phoned more people. I've never talked on the phone more than I have probably in the last 2 weeks. And again, it's probably still the best communication because you hear tone. You hear inflection. So that you're understanding that no, I wasn't mad at you. I'm trying to just understand. Exactly. So to me, I think to me right now, voice or things like this where Zoom or Skype where you can see someone, FaceTime is even better because then now you're getting tone and you can actually see right? And because we're supposed to be social distancing, it's actually nice to see you, right? How are you doing? How's it going?
It is.
You look like you're okay, and I'm not worried about you anymore because I got to worry about somebody, right? Because that's the way we are.
I think
that's what I've been doing. How have you been doing?
I same sort of thing. So Slack and Intercom I use a lot, and then like all the if you don't use Google, right? So Google Suites is really good, right? So your inventory stuff, we've been doing it, but we've been using Google Sheets, right? So it's real time. You can collaborate online. Allows me to see what you're typing. Do you know what I mean? Like so, those things are really good. We'll do Zoom. I've never done so many Zoom meetings. Me too. The one alteration that we've done, though, is in everyone I've asked for the camera to be on now, just because, you're home and inflection and facial really, it matters, right? Like, and I think
me it does.
Yeah.
Especially right now.
Yeah.
And distraction.
So normally I don't have it on,
watch TV.
But now I'm asking, right? So now I'm asking, like, can you flip it on so I can see you? Like, one, it counts as some human interaction, and then two is, like, I really do. I get to dial in and hear your voice and see you, so I know exactly what you mean, right? So I
think it's really important. I really do. I think it doesn't hurt. I mean, it's so much nicer to talk. I mean, a lot of because for whatever reason, you can tell me, help me. I sign on to the cloud at Orion to use the Zoom, but my camera doesn't work. And then my mic doesn't work. So I've been doing it on the phone, but then my phone camera wasn't, I don't know what the hell's going on. And you know me with technology, so someone's got to show me how to do it.
But your Zoom, how come your Zoom?
I don't know. You tell me.
Your Zoom should let you do.
It says it can't find the camera. I'm thinking, but if I phone Phil, I'm on Zoom. Like the camera's
you're
here.
On the camera.
I can see you. So I went into settings. I'm looking around. I don't know what the hell it's doing.
I wonder if you got a Mac. I wonder
but
if
I'm
it's
using
a
Mac
firewall
now.
Thing. But if you're signing onto their cloud.
Oh, you know what? I wonder if I'm using VPN and I'm not in Canada. Maybe my VPN is like if I dial in a US number, but it says I'm in Canada. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe that's why.
It just might be privacy settings in your VPN. You might want to check that too, because your VPN might stop you from.
Yeah, that's good. That's another thing I'm going to check that I don't know what I'm checking.
And then if you're in the audience and you're yelling at your phone because the two idiots don't know what we're talking about, ping us. We'd love to know. So.
Or if you know how to fix this and the two idiots, well, the one idiot doesn't know what he's doing.
No, two idiots,
Don't worry about it. You can call him an idiot. He doesn't really care because he knows he's an idiot. Help me, somebody, please, because I don't understand what I'm doing.
The other one that's really neat, I've done it a couple of times today, is Google Hangouts. And it's almost like Zoom, but it's not, because it's not a conference call. So you can share it with anyone and they can just pop in and out. And today I have one for Nimi where I just turned it on. I just said, I threw it in a Slack channel and went, listen, I'm going to be on a Google Hangouts for the next 45 minutes. I'm just working at my desk. If you want to come hang out, come hang out. And
it's kind of cool.
It is really cool. Like 4 or 5 people jumped in, and I wasn't, I had the camera on, but I wasn't looking at the camera. I literally was working. And so it was almost like you were in an office because people could see you and they would talk. And then sometimes like one person was making breakfast. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it was just like, it was a chance to get a little more.
It just makes you feel social again, right?
Yeah,
that's the only downfall. Well, I guess maybe for me, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Because I don't, since I've left London, I can do this at home thing.
Yeah.
But it's hard to not sometimes, we get kind of lonely. You want to see something.
I'm laughing because I have a buddy who WhatsApped me today, and he said, it's a hard moment of truth when you realize that social distancing is your work at home policy, and you like it that way.
Oh my God. I don't want to agree with him.
He calls me and he goes, God damn, all these people who all of a sudden need to socialize. Like, I've been working at fucking home forever, and I fucking love it like this. And now all of a sudden, everyone needs to like hang out and conference call. They want to turn on the damn cameras and like.
Well, you know what? Everybody wants to over communicate now, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, fuck you guys, like, fuck off. Yeah. I'm like your friend. I like being left alone. Like, seriously, like, I'm on the phone. I think I'm on the phone like 4 hours a day now.
Yeah.
I don't talk, like, when I don't talk that much when I'm out. Like, I'll sit at, like, even when I go to the places I work at, I usually sit in chairs away from people because I mean, I'm there mostly because they want me to be physically there. I don't give a shit. I'm on a laptop. I can be anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
What's the difference where I am?
Yeah.
And I like being at home. I don't talk to nobody except today. I had to get out today. Saturday morning was the last time I left the house, literally to go for a walk. With me and Amelia went for a walk, and this afternoon, because it was just one of those days, like just a shit show.
Yeah.
Just a shit show. And I thought, you know what? I need to go for a walk.
Yeah.
I phoned my mom and dad, make sure they're okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Did a couple of work calls with the reps because I hadn't had a chance to talk to anybody. And it's, you know what it's like, I guess right now too, is I think people just need to be calmed. And I think they just want to, like, and I tell people, listen, I'm scared too.
Yeah.
Right. But this will pass.
Yeah.
But it's not going to pass quickly. No. And it's not going to pass with a shitload of bumps.
And not easily.
No,
right?
There's going to be a lot of bumps.
There's a lot of work.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But then do your part.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing to make this better?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Are you doing the social distancing? Are you working from home if you can?
Yeah.
Are you trying to help support the per person? There's a lot of people losing their jobs right now.
Yeah.
Are you helping out?
Yeah.
Thank Christ our government is, which in essence is us.
Yeah.
So right now, I mean, I've had a few friends. Oh, it's going to cost us a fortune. I'm looking. I'm thinking, you're kidding, right? Who cares? This is the time that we got to come together.
That's not what it's important. It really isn't.
What's
like,
important right now?
There are countries that, if that's what you care about, there are countries that are 100% doing that. That it's not going to cost us it's not going to cost the wealthy anything, and the poor are going to suffer for this. But we're not one of those countries.
Well, Phil, we live in the best country in the planet.
This is not.
I mean, if we don't support each other now, when are we going to support each other?
Yeah. I know. I'm 100% there.
Yeah. We got to be Canadians. That's not Canadian. This is what we do. This is what we do. We try to help people as best we can. We try to stay away so we don't get each other sick. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
My Lord. I mean, let's work together a little bit on this one.
Oh my gosh.
Like it's very frustrating to see. I mean, it really bothers me to see what how people kind of treat this this right now.
Yeah.
And again, maybe like you said, is the media focuses on stupid things, and should teach us a little bit more. Like, I do watch a few. Like, I like Sanjay Gupta. I do. Something about him. I like him. He's very calm. I love Anthony Fauci.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him. And we've got one in our province. Her name is Bonnie Henry.
Okay.
Oh my God, she is awesome. Like, she's our provincial health. Not minister, but the health, whatever the hell she is. Or she's our doctor.
Health advisor, or she's provincial doctor.
Freaking awesome, man.
Okay.
She's calm.
It's amazing.
But she's firm, and she tells you things. And you think, that's what we need right now. We need proper leadership.
It is. Yeah. Crazy times, my friend.
It's interesting times, man. I mean, maybe interesting is a very light word, and I don't mean to make it light, but
no.
Yeah, this is really, it's bizarre. It's like watching a freaking sci-fi. Or living a sci-fi. Yeah,
the other thing I was thinking about as well is like, if you're a small business, one, there's the anxiety of staying in business. The other part is thinking through what happens at the end of this, right? So there's not a whole lot you can do while we're in it, right? So while we're in it. You kind of do what you can, right? And then just try and ride the wave and figure out how to get out of it okay.
Yeah.
On the other side, though, there is, I was listening to The Economist this morning, and in China, they have factories that do completely opposite things, retooling to get into things like sanitizer and masks, partially one, because they got to keep their workers healthy.
Right.
And then two, because there's an opportunity now to be able to,
There's demand.
Yeah.
And if you can
run
do
a
it, do it.
line, and yeah. So kind of interesting. Like, this is a really good time to Kenny and I were talking about on the special episode about, like, thinking about how do you do delivery or like pick up at the curb, things like that. It's a good time to test some of these models and see, because
I think so
we
too.
don't know when we're coming out of this, right? Like,
No, I
CDC
think
thinks
so
it's
too.
August. They're,
Trump on their day
you're
said
gonna have
18
to-
months
Yeah.
is what they're talking. I mean, who the hell knows?
Yeah.
But I think there is a lot of opportunity. I mean, I hate going down this path to some degree, but I don't.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of opportunity for business.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
again, you don't have to be the prick. You don't have to gouge.
No.
If there's a service if you got to charge $5 more to deliver the $50 of groceries because you have to have an employee, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's no big deal.
It
And
is
most
what it
people
is.
don't care.
Yeah.
Right. But that's a lovely service.
Yeah.
And if someone would do that for my mom and dad, let's say if Amelia and I get sick and we can't do it, I'd be really appreciative.
Yeah.
But store, did that be,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man, when this shit's over, I'm
I'll remember.
going to be your
I'll
guy,
remember.
man.
Yeah.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to remember the other ones,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because some of us with old cultures, we don't remember a lot of the good, but we definitely remember all the shit. We're definitely wired a whole different way.
Kenny, I never want to be on your bad side. I worry.
Phil, I can't remember anything nice you said. But I remember everything on the other side you said.
100%. Yeah. Oh, man.
But you know what I mean? And that's the time to do this.
Yeah.
You can shine. And when we do get out of this, you're going to be in a good spot. And
Yeah.
really and truly, more than anything, you're just doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the right thing to do. Let's
Yeah.
take care of each other
Yeah.
as best we can, right? I mean, just,
Agree.
And again, retailers need to step up. So if you're those retailers, like, please, if the person comes and buys 10 bags of dog food,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Buddy,
Yeah.
it's going to be
Come
here
on,
next
guys.
week.
Yeah.
I've got
it'll
other
be
people
here.
behind you that have
Yeah.
dogs as well.
Yeah.
All right. I'm happy your dog's going to live. I'm going to lose
Yeah.
the 9 others behind
Yeah.
you. This,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
little perspective, right? Little
Oh
perspective.
my gosh.
Anyway,
So,
we'll see where it goes, my friend. We'll see where it goes.
my goodness. Yeah.
We'll see where it goes.
You have a good week. Be
Thanks,
safe.
Yeah, absolutely. You too.
Stay
Stay
healthy.
healthy.
Yeah.
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 Kids are home, I guess, indefinitely, right? You're in province too. Ours is indefinite.
Yeah. Mine's
Schools
indefinite.
are
Oh
down.
no, ours. They said April 5th, but
Oh, see, they didn't even put a date on ours. Ours is indefinite.
well, you guys are ahead of us, though, right? So we're kind of
yeah.
We're almost 10 days behind you in terms of
Well,
cases. I think
we had
so.
a few. It was a few homes, unfortunately,
Yeah.
senior homes. That,
Yeah.
The poor people, when they get it, it's a
it's
the
like
roads
yeah.
leads where the road leads, right? And unfortunately, so
Yeah.
makes it a little bit. That's why Washington State, I think, is such a mess.
Yep.
It's unfortunate.
homes.
It clobbered
Yeah.
the most vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
go take care
All
of
right.
yourself. Take care of
You
the
too.
family. Watch for the neighbors.
You got
Do your
it.
thing.
Okay.
Okay, buddy boy.
Take
We'll
care,
chat
buddy.
next week.
Okay.
Ciao.
Bye.
All right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.